Good evening, StreamYard and YouTube fans. Sorry, I'm trying to get things together here. I am going to do a 15-round heavyweight match tonight. Let me turn my camera around so you can see the cards. We're having John L. Sullivan and Tommy Sayers. Yeah, Tom Sayers. It's the matchup that Anthony from Bleacher Bum Gaming had this morning. It's the exact same matchup. The difference is I've got a different referee. I'm going to be using Steve Moger, which adds 1 to fouls and -1 to the will rating. So instead of having a will rating of 4, Sayers will have a 3.5 instead of a 4.6, and Sullivan will have a will rating of 2.4 as opposed to a 3.5. And I'm going to roll for. Who gets the red corner. And since Sullivan won this, we're going to give the loser, if it's 1 to 10, they're in the red corner. If it's 11 to 20, it will be blue corner. Here's 20. And we'll see what happens. All right, we got a 19, so Sayers will stay in the blue corner, and Sullivan will be in the red corner as it was originally. So the matchup is going to be the same as it was originally. The judges are going to be your generic judges. The only difference here is instead of having Miles Lane, and I asked Anthony who the referee was, and he said it was Miles Lane. The only difference is we're having Steve Smogger as the judge. Let's see here. So. Sullivan has no trades, and Tom Sayers is Old Master. Which is -1 punches landed toe to toe. So anytime that Sullivan lands punches on toe-to-toe exchange, instead of being like say 5 for the most, he'll get 4 instead of 5. Okay. And okay. Give me a second. I will be back in 2 seconds. I got to clean my glasses off before I start this. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, I am going to start this match. We're in round 1. It's going to go 15, and we will see how this goes. I'll flip it over to our dice box for the first roll. All right, first roll. Let's see. Okay. So for Sullivan, we have 2 stars. And for Sayers, we have 2 stars. It is on the inside. We're going on the inside. Sullivan is a 96, and that is a possible foul. He lands 1 punch, and his foul is a 13. It is a foul. And that will be a headbutt. Okay. And that's just a warning. So nothing happens there. And let's check. Well, actually, -1, so he doesn't even get, because of Sayers' uh, trait, he doesn't even land a punch. So let's see if Sayers lands a punch, and that is a 10, 20. Inside, that will be 4 punches landed. And possible cut swelling. And that is no cut or swelling there. And so that is Okay. 240. Nothing for Sullivan. On the inside, 85 on the inside will be clinch. Nothing lands that time. One on the inside. One on the one on the inside, and Sayers will go first. He's leading. 04 will be 4 punches land. Okay, we will try for Sullivan here. That will be an 88, and that will be clinch. One on the outside, 0 for Sayers, an 11, and this is on the outside. That would be 4 punches, and that will be a possible. That's a power check there. So check to see if he gets knocked down there. And no chin knockdown there. So 2-1 each. Two on the inside. That's 0 on the outside. So this is on the inside. It will be Sullivan, 67. That will be a miss. And 2 on the counter for Sayers. And that takes us to the 120 segment. One on the inside for Sullivan, one on the outside for Sayers. We will be going on the outside because Sayers landed the last punch. A 90 on the outside will be a miss. We will roll for Sullivan. 82, that will also be a miss. Two on the inside, 2 on the outside. So we're going on the outside because Sayers was the last one to hit. We got an 11, which is 4 punches land. And there's no power there, so it's we roll for Sullivan. He's got a 9, and that is on the outside, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, on the outside. 9 on the outside will be 4 punches land. Right. Yeah, rematch is a bloodbath, Anthony, and I just started, and so far, Sayers is up 14 punches to 8. And I'm at the 40-second mark of the first round, so we're still in the first round here. Four. Nothing on the inside for Sayers. 2 on the inside for Sullivan. So we're looking on the inside, and that's a 16. That will be 4 punches landed. And see, check for defense there. Nothing on the defense. It's 14 to 12. And our last 20 seconds here. We've got 1 on the outside. We have nothing on the outside for Sayers. So this is all Sullivan, 57. And that's a miss. We'll roll the counter. And that's 19, nothing on the counter. So by punches, Sayers wins that by 2 punches in that round. So we will roll for the judges here and see how that happens to go. Difference of 2. That's 2. That's 3. Alrighty, let's go here. Oh, and I gotta check the stamina beginning of these guys. That will put Sayers at 93 stamina, and And that will put Sullivan at 61 stamina going into the second round. Kind of go back and forth between dice view and player view. This time I'll give you the player card so you can kind of I'll roll the dice and you can read the results and just take it from there. Okay, we've got one on the outside for Sullivan. We have nothing on, so that will be a Sullivan on the outside. 56 will be a miss. Counter is an 11, so nothing on the counter. So nobody lands anything there. That takes us to the 240 mark. All right. One on the inside for Sullivan, two on the outside for Sayers. So this will go to Sayers. And an 82 on the outside will be a miss. And we'll roll the counter. There is no counter, so two misses. We'll take this to the 220. We've got 2 stars for Sullivan. We got 1 star for Sayers. So this is Sullivan. A 43 for Sullivan. On the inside will be 2 punches land. Okay. Takes us to the 2-minute mark. Two on the inside, 1 on the outside, 80 on the inside will be a miss, 7 counter, so the miss on the counter as well. So far, only 2 punches have landed. That takes us to the 140 mark. All right. We got 2 on the inside, and then 1 on the inside. So this will go to Sullivan. 83 will be a clinch. It's a shame because that would have been a power check. To the 120 mark. All right. 2 on the inside. Wait a minute. 2 on the inside. 1 on the inside. So this will be Sullivan. 20 on the inside will be 4 punches. And let's 4 punches, so that will take us to 6-0. Okay, we'll take us to the 1-minute mark. round two. Nothing on the outside for Sullivan. 4 is nothing on the inside. So this is Sullivan. He's got the edge. So we're looking at the outside here. 59 on the outside would be a miss. That's for Sullivan. And for outside. And 38 on the outside for Sayers. That'll be 2 punches for Sayers. Take us to the 40-second mark. And this will go to Sullivan, the 21. And that will be 3 punches land. It will be that is a power check. So we'll check the chin here. And that's above the chin, so that's no knockdown there. So and that takes us to the final 20 seconds of the second round. 2 on the inside, 0 on the inside, so this will be Sullivan. And we are going to the rare event chart. Okay. I'm going to, because it's a rare event, I'm going to switch camera angle to the box. Check the box here on this rare event. That is a 32. 32 fighters continue to brawl after bell sounds, both given warnings. So, both given warnings, and that will be the end of round 2. Oh, there we go. And we will check what the judges have to say about this one. This is 7 difference of 7 in favor of Sullivan. Okay. Judge 2 sees it. Okay. And Judge 3 sees it. Okay. Yeah, it's so far, and I'm just go. I had to I had to uh, add up the scores because I forgot to add them up. But so far, Anthony, Sayers is winning by 2 points. After the first two rounds, Sayers is winning by 2 points. Um, and um, going into the third round, Sullivan has 59 stamina, and Sayers has 84 stamina. Uh, and we will go to um, we'll go to back to the rolling of the dice here. So, and I'm going to the for this particular round. I'm rolling with you're gonna see the dice and not the cards. I have two cameras, and I just figured one round you'll see the dice, and another round you'll see the cards. Because to flip flop between the two is really really hard and time consuming. So I just kind of prefer to go dice one round, cards the next round. So let's see for round three. All right, we've got two on the inside. We've got this will go to Sullivan. 68 for Sullivan, and that is on the inside, and that is a miss, and a counter of 2 for Sayers. So 2 shots for Sayers on that one. Okay. $240. 2 on the inside. Nothing for Sayers on the outside. 24 for 24 for Sullivan on the inside. That will be 3 punches land. And 15, so no extra stuff there. We'll check the defense here. And that is a 5, so that's above any defense. Okay. So 3, 2, 220 mark. Right. Nothing on the outside for Sullivan. Nothing on the outside for Sayers. So we're looking on the outside. Sullivan goes first, 37 on the outside. And that is 2 punches land, but Sayers, because of that, that means only 1 punch lands. 2 punches land for Sullivan, but because of Sayers' trait, that only means that 1 punch lands. Or 2 punches. Only means 2 punches land. Get it right here. And we'll check for We'll check for Sayers on the outside. 66. And that will be a miss. Okay. It's a little bit easier knowing that you only have to really worry about the one trait, which is Sayers, affecting the race, and then the fight, and then you have to check when the fouls and the wheels. You have to add one for fouls and subtract one for the wheels because of Steve Martyr, the referee. All right, that takes us to the 2-minute mark. Okay. We've got 2 on the inside, nothing on the inside for Sayers, so this goes to Sullivan on the inside. 28 on the inside will be 3 punches land, and that will be a power check, so we'll check for a knockdown. No knockdown there. All right, and that means 8-2. 1 minute 40. 2 on the in. This will be Sullivan's on the inside. 8 on the inside will be 4 punches land. And that's above any power check there. Let's check for on the defense. Nothing happens there. So that will take us to the 120 mark. 12-2. See here. We're at the 1 minute mark. 2 on the inside for Sullivan. 2 on the outside for Sayers. We're looking on the inside. 33 on the inside will be 3 punches land for Sullivan. Okay. And for Sayers, 24 on the inside, 3 punches land for Sayers. And 40 seconds to go. One on the outside, 1 on the inside. So we are checking the outside, and a 33 on the outside will be 2 punches land for Sullivan. And we will check for Sayers. That is a 31 on the outside. That will be 2 punches land. Possible knockdown here for Sayers. And that is well, we first have to check chin, and that's above the chin, so there's no knockdown there. That 17 to 7. Okay. That takes us to the last 20 seconds. Right. One on the outside. So this is strictly on the outside for Sullivan. 22 on the outside will be 3 punches land. And 5 will be, we'll have to check the chin knockdown. And that is an 8, so that does not happen. And 20 to 7 is the punch count after round 3. So the last 2 just by punches have really gone to Sullivan. So we will check the judges here. Let me see here. So 13 punch difference. Okay. So this is either going to be a 10-9 or 10-8 for the higher score, depending on whether he gets 1 to 18 or 19 to 20. Okay. Okay, let's try next. Okay. Last judge. Okay. Okay. Give me a second here. I'm going to pull out a. Wow. We had 1 headbutt in the first round, and that was Sayers to Sullivan. So that was on Sullivan. That was a headbutt. And stamina, let's see here. Twenty active. Four for stairs. 7 will be 52. I'm just kind of updating the chart starting the third round here. Yeah. So in the fourth round here, we're going to be looking at the cards. And after the third round, believe it or not, Sullivan is up by 1 point. So, yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. But Sayers has a little more stamina than Sullivan does. But that will take us to the fourth round. Right. So, let's see here. Okay, let's check the dice here. Right. We've got a 6 for Sullivan, which is 2 on the inside. 5 for Sayers, so that's 2 on the inside. This will go to Sullivan. 0-2 will be 5 punches land for Sullivan. And that will be, let's check for chin knockdown here. No chin knockdown. So 5 punches landed there. All right, 240 to go. One on the outside, one on the inside. So this will be an outside check. We're going to the rare event chart here. Again. Okay. And that will be a 29. Fighters dare each other to trade. Next segment toe to toe. +1 to both punches landed. Okay, so we got a toe to toe exchange. We don't have to do the red dice other than to figure whether it's inside or outside. So we roll the dice here. It's 5 on the outside, 4 on the inside. Yeah, that was basically it's going to be on the outside. It's a toe to toe on the outside, and we'll check Sullivan first. 0-6. That will be 4 punches land. And that will be a chin knockdown check for Sullivan. For Sayers, 563. And that would be a miss for Sayers. So we will check for the knockdown here, for the chin knockdown for Sayers. And no. Okay. 2-minute mark here. Two on the inside, one on the outside. So this will go to Sullivan on the inside. That's 55. And that will be a miss. And counter 5. So that will be 2 on the cross. Which is 140. Two on the inside, one on the outside. So this will be on the inside. 78 on the inside will be a miss. And counter, we got 7. So yes, that will be a miss on the counter as well. Much miss all around. It's just the 120 mark. Two on the inside, one on the inside. So this will be for Sullivan on the inside. The 34 on the inside will be 3 punches land. And that's above the defensive check. And so that takes us to the 1-minute mark. All right, 3, 1 on the outside, 2 on the outside. So Sayers gets this one. 45 on the outside will be a miss, and a miss for the counter. And that will take us to the 40-second mark. This. Alright. That's nothing on the outside, and this will be nothing on the inside. So this is on the outside for Sullivan. A 40 on the outside will be a miss. And for, too bad because that would have been a power check. And that will be a 92. And that's on the outside, and that will be a clinch for Sayers. Last 20 seconds here. Two on the inside, one on the inside for Sarah. So this will be Sullivan's. That will be a power check. And 49 on the inside will be 2 punches land. Sorry about that. So 14-2 as far as point punches landed for Sullivan that time. That will drop Sayre's stamina to 50 and Sullivan's stamina to 50. So they both have the same stamina here. And we will check the judges. Okay. Judge 2. Judge 3. All right. That will take us to the 5th round. And if you're looking at this, you're looking at this by the 4th round here, Sullivan is up 4 points. And their stamina is the same. The only really thing that's of concern, and it's not really that big of a concern, is that Sullivan did a headbutt in the first round. Dice, yes. All right. Check out the dice here. Okay, that's 1 on the outside. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 1 on the outside, 1 on the outside. So it's toe to toe. So Sullivan won the last one. So a 30 on the outside will mean that 2 punches land for Sullivan. And we will have to roll for Sayre's here. $25 on the outside. I mean, 3 punches land for Sayre's. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Anthony. I'm going to keep rolling on this and check back. It's really close so far. Right. 3-3. One on the outside. This will go to Sayers on the outside. 24 on the outside will be 3 punches. And that will be a power check to see if you knock down chin knockdown. No chin knockdown there. And that will be okay. We've got 2 on the inside, 1 on the inside. So this would be the Sullivan. 29 on the inside will be 3 punches land. And that will be a, let's check for the chin knockdown. And that is not a chin knockdown. So takes us to the 2-minute mark. Two on the inside, 1 on the outside. This would be Sullivan on the inside. And that would be a 5. That would be 5 punches land. And let's see here, that will make it a possible cut swelling chance. Okay, so we need to check cut swelling. And no cut or swelling there. And so we will move on. Takes us to the 140 mark. Okay. 1 on the inside. 2 on the inside. 0 on the outside. So this would be on the inside for Sullivan. It's 20. That'll be 4 punches land. And let's try defense check there. And that will be a 6. So that will be an add of 1. Oh, so I'm sorry, that doesn't affect it, so take it back to 14 there. And okay, 14, 6. Okay. Take us to the 120. Two on the inside. Nothing on the inside. So this will be Sullivan. And that will take us to the rare event chart again. $41. Fighters engage in a vicious toe-to-toe exchange. 6 punches land each. That will take him 20. That will take him to 12. So will take us to the minute mark. Okay. 2 on the inside. This will be for Sullivan. A 99, another rare event chart. 47. Corner of fighter losing round, throws in towel, TKO for higher fighter, clinch if tied. Wow. Wow, this is over in the fifth round, and due to a rare, I'm looking at the super rare event chart. It says, okay. I was looking at the wrong one. And 47 says all out war. Both fighters score 7 punches in an electrifying exchange. So that takes. They both do 7 points exchange, but what that means is the fight's still over, because that takes it to more punches allowable for a round. So Sullivan gets a TKO here in the 5th round due to more punches than allowed. So Sayers didn't get any marks, didn't get any cuts. The only really bad thing that happened was the fact that a headbutt, and really what happened, the big thing that happened is we got these rare event charts. So I got to the rare event chart like 4 times on this today, and I'm sorry, but it only out of a 15 round scheduled fight, it only went 5 rounds, and was stopped at the. Let me see here. Let's roll that. 5. Minute. So basically, we're just calling it with basically less than a minute here to go in around because it was at the 1 minute mark that happened. Um, so yeah, it's the same outcome, but it's the idea that Sullivan landed more punches in one round that's available than anything else. Uh, so Sullivan will be added to our winning boxers, and Sayers will go to the loser pack. Yeah. Loser pack. Goes to the winner pack. And that was real quick. An hour and 13 minutes for pretty much 5 rounds. Um, and that's kind of what we got. Oh, there it is. Blue bag. Yeah, the big thing in that particular round is the fact that at the 120 mark, both fighters got 6 punches, and at the 1 minute mark, both fighters got 7 punches. So in those two segments of the fifth round, you got 13 punches by both fighters, and punch count was 27-19 in favor of Sullivan, and you get on the sheet, you get 25 punches for a round, and after that, it's over. So that's what happened. Sullivan got more punches allowable than a fighter could have. And but quick fight. I mean, you look at the time, and that's 1:15, and doesn't seem. I mean, it seems like a long, maybe but it's really not, because a 15-round fight for me usually goes about close to the 2 hour mark, and it only lasted an hour. I'm at an hour and 16 minutes here. And changing the judge really didn't do anything to the fight. But the thing that made the difference was the getting 99s. I got like 4 99s in the basically the first 5 rounds, and I what I looked at when I looked at it at first, it was the idea of super rare event, and the person that was losing basically threw in the towel, and you're only allowed one super rare event per game, and but I realized that I was looking at the rare event and not the super rare event. And when I checked it, what happened is that both fighters landed 7 punches. So in 2 segments, in the 120 segment, they both hit 6 times. In the minute mark, they both hit 7 times. So 13 punches in those 2 little segments of the 5th round. So basically, with somewhere between a minute to 40 minutes, a minute to 40 seconds left is when the fight stopped. And same outcome, Sullivan wins. But unlike Anthony's fight, Sayers was not pummeled like a living zombie, and the referee did not come into effect, and the judges really didn't come into effect either. It was just the fact that those 2 segments pushed Sullivan over the maximum punch count for a round, and as a result, that's the end of the match. So until next time, guys. I hope when you roll, you get the outcomes that you desire. I love you. God loves you. Anthony, it's a great game. I love it. I love the cards and everything. And we'll see what happens. I think what I'm going to do with the because I have heavyweights, both the heavyweight 1 and the heavyweight 2, is when I do heavyweight fights, I will pit the heavyweight 1 fighters versus the heavyweight 2 fighters. The exception being with Friday, I already told you the cards. You will have to go the fighters that will be fighting on Friday's cards. You will have to go to episode 104 to look at that. The first fight is basically the 2 fighters with the most wins versus each other. And the second matchup is Riddick Bowe, who has only 1 loss, versus a fighter that's 20-0, which is, Bowe was 43-1 and something. I think 43-1-0, no draws. And this fighter is 20-0 and no draws at all. So be interesting to see how that will shape up. Will Bowe win? Will Bowe lose? You'll have to tune in Friday to see that. Or will there be a lot of rare events that cause the punch count to go over, or for a guy to throw in the towel or something? Just have to check it out and see. Until next time, guys. Until at least Friday. This is Philip Reynolds signing off. And Saturday, I plan on having a 25, my first YRL season, and I've got 10 races, and I'll explain a little bit more about that on Saturday. I have something a little bit different planned. I have one thing that I think I want to implement, and I'll tell you about that on Saturday. It will be basically a dot no dot check at the end of each lap, and I think it'll make things a little bit interesting. So we'll see. Take care, guys. Bye.